Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cryptic Coil. I had a rough night. Everything that could have gone wrong did go wrong for the most part. And it wasn't even my fault, it was other people's. And so I'm just irritated. So I figured, what could make me feel better? And I figured making a book haul video for you guys that could make me feel better. So here I am. Let's do a book haul video. Alright, so most of these books I picked up from thrift stores. Some of them I ordered online, but here they are. Okay, so here's a book that I've never heard of from an author I've never heard of. And this book is called Twin Sisters by Janice Harrell or Harrell. Excuse me, sorry. I need to quit smoking again. Um, so it's called Twin Sisters. Here's what the cover looks like. So, you have these twin sisters on the cover. There's some eerie light, coming from behind the silhouette of these trees. And let's read the tagline on the front. No one can tell them apart. No one. So let's go ahead and read the summary on back. And then there was one. I took over my sister's life after she died, slipped into her place without missing a beat. I wore her favorite fuzzy sweater, kissed her boyfriend, inherited her friends, and her enemies. Elizabeth and Isabel hadn't seen each other since their parents divorced when they were 3. Isabel stayed with her father, a brilliant and reclusive author. Elizabeth ended up with her mother, a jet-setting socialite who hopscotched her young daughter all over the world. Then Isabel is murdered, and her twin wants to find out why. Because she was out of town when it happened. Isabel's friends don't know she's gone. And if Isabel has her way, they'll never find out. Only Elizabeth will know. And the killer. Excuse me. What I find interesting is that Elizabeth and Isabel are the same name. I believe Elizabeth is either German or English, and then Isabel is like Italian. And I think I know that from like reading Twilight. So that's interesting. Then I picked up this book, okay, by Mary Howning Don Jr., and I thought I had all of her works. Apparently not. Because I found this book called The 13th Cat. And there's no tagline on there. It says that it's a thriller, so let's go ahead and read the summary on back. And apparently this is for ages 8 to 12, so it's definitely middle grade. Okay, I definitely don't have all of Mary Downing Hahn's works because there's 2 books right here on the back that I don't have. Okay, so I don't have What We Saw, nor do I have The Puppet's Payback. I do have Guest, though. So let's go ahead and read this summary on back. Will curiosity kill the cat? Zoe loves spending the summer with Aunt Alice, and her aunt's new house is the perfect place to cozy up with a good book. But she's unnerved by the overgrown forest next door, which is creepy, even in the daytime, and full of eerie sounds at night. Worse, there are rumors in town of a dark force in those woods. And Zoe can't deny that the wild black cats who live there seem to be watching her. When she encounters a mean old woman who claims to be their owner, Zoe realizes there's more to the cats than meets the eye. But little does she know that the closer she comes to discovering their secret, the more danger she's in. And that actually sounds pretty dope. I haven't read anything from Mary Downing Hahn. I mean, I have a bunch of her books. I really should read at least one. The one I'm probably going to start with is Wait Till Helen Comes, because that seems to be like her big banger. So the next book that I have is one of the R.L. Stine early like books, like before Fear Street and Goosebumps. I think it might have been a point horror book. I'm not. No, this one says it was printed by Archway, and I think this is the only one that I'm missing, at least from the early stuff. And it's funny because I sent Shadyside Library a copy of Blind Dates, and he said that that was the only one he didn't have. Okay, well, this is the only one I didn't have, and it's Broken Dates. So I have Blind Date. I have, like, a first printing, and then I have a reprint with a Scholastic logo and not the Point logo. This one is called Broken Date, and it's actually a hardback, which I thought was really cool. I bought this one online, and I deliberately bought it because it was a hardback. So I highly doubt that this is the first printing, but that's okay. I don't need it to be. But yeah, I'm happy with it. So let's go ahead and look at the cover. So you see a butcher's knife, you see the reflection of a frightened looking teenage girl, and then you see a class ring that has a heart-shaped stone. And then you see the scared little kitty, or it's not a kitty, it's like a gremlin, whatever. Um, let's go ahead and read the summary on back. Um, a date with death. Jamie and Tom are in love. They've gone steady since junior high and are planning to graduate from high school and attend college together. Then, of course, they'll marry. Everything's perfect until Tom breaks dates and all the horror begins. So this sounds pretty dope. I mean, I like stuff like that. I like to read books about like romance gone terribly wrong. Not like romance gone like idealistically right. I like to read about romance gone horrifyingly wrong. Uh, that's kind of my cup of tea. All right, so then I have another Lois Duncan book, and I've never heard of this one, so it was really cool to find it. And oh my gosh, the cover looks so 80s. The dude on this cover has like a glam metal mullet to be envied. Okay, so this one is called The Twisted Window, and look at that dude and his mullets. Okay, I never had the guts to try a mullet. Okay, business up front, party in the back. Never had the guts. But I got to give those dudes credit back in the day. I mean, they had the guts. They were real men. We're lacking that kind of masculinity this day and age, if I may say so. All right. So let's go ahead, and there's no tagline on the front. Let's go ahead and read the summary on back. Tracy is being drawn deeper and deeper into a deadly scheme. Tracy can feel the new boy, Brad, looking at her. He's handsome enough and charming, but there's something about him that's rather sinister. Even so, she could never have known how dangerous he really was, or that she was destined to be a part of his twisted plans. This is a taut and unusual thriller. Yeah, I mean that sounds pretty dope. I mean, I like Lois Duncan, um, and so this copy used to belong to. Oh my gosh! Best wishes, Lois Duncan. Look, it's autographed. Maybe, hopefully. I mean, I'm sure it is. Hang on. It doesn't say where the library was that used to own this. Property of Baldwin Cabin Public Library. Baldwin Cabin. Okay, I don't know where that's located, but oh my gosh, it says best wishes, Lois Duncan. It's autographed. Cool. Found it at a local thrift store. Look, in my heart, it's real. I, in my heart, it's real. Okay, then I found this. This is a BMI published book, and I'm not familiar with that publishing house, but nevertheless, this book is called Twisted, and I really like the font that the title's written in. It is embossed. It looks like it's like foil, but then it's got kind of like a lavender purple shadow. I don't know if you can see that in this light. And I mean, the face is like okay looking. The graphic is okay. The tagline on the front reads, "The sins of the father never die." The author is Sue Hollister Barr. Now let's go ahead and read the summary on back. Okay, so it says the past, the present, and the future. So let's read the past first. Okay, so in the past, innocent and corrupt, gentle and vicious, they were a family tied together beyond the grave. For the sins of the father damned their souls for all time. Let's go ahead and read what it says about the present. Or no, sorry, that was the precursor. Now let's read what it says about the past. His heart blackened, his mind warped. He would have total obedience from his family and servants. Those who chose to disobey would not have the chance to defy him again. Now on to the present. Fleeing an insidious evil, a group of friends set off on a cross-country trip, unaware that they had no hope of escape. And lastly, let's move on to the future. Haunted by a wickedness that knew no bounds, they hurtled toward a convergence of ages that was far from harmonic, a collision of past and present lives that could end only in a maelstrom of death and destruction. Twisted, the sins of the father never die. All right, sounds pretty dope. Never heard of the author, but I dig it. Then I found the Slappy's World book, Please Do Not Feed the Weirdo. That sounds like pretty good life advice coming from one R.L. Stine. I don't see a tagline on the front. Let's go ahead and read the summary on the back. Jordan Kepler is looking forward to a nice, quiet day at Carnival World. He may not love the scary rides like his sister Carla does, but he'll still go on them with her. But Jordan and Carla are about to experience something much more terrifying. There's a boy in a cage hidden away in a secret part of the park, and he's begging for some food. The sign next to him says, "Please do not feed the weirdo." What harm could it do, though? Jordan and Carla are about to find out what it's like to deal with an endless appetite. That sounds pretty good. I mean, the book's actually in kind of rough shape. Look at the spine, look at the corners at the bottom. But I didn't already have that one, so whatever, I'll take it. Then I found some Joan Lowry Nixon books. Okay, and I found this one, and it's in excellent condition. It's called The Seance. And it says on the cover that she's actually the winner of an Edgar Award for the Best Young Adult Mystery. And it also says she's a 4-time Edgar Award winner. And I think I read something on Wikipedia. I think that might be a record. And it says that this is for ages 12 and up, so to me that's young adults. So there's no tagline on the front, but it looks like there's some kids or some teenagers on the cover, and they're in a circle, and it looks like they're playing with a Ouija board. So let's go ahead and read the summary on back. A seance leads to murder. Lauren had wanting nothing to do with the seance. In the dark, she senses the presence of evil, and when the light comes on, her fear turns to shock. Her friend Sarah is missing, even though all the doors and windows are locked from the inside. Sarah's body is found in the swamp the next morning, but that's not the end of the nightmare. When a second girl from the seance is murdered, Lauren realizes she must figure out what's happening, or she may end up the next victim. And it says here that Joan Lowry Nixon lived from 1927 to the year 2003. So she's been gone for 20 years. That's actually sad. That's very sad. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Joan Lowry Nixon. But it says that she wrote more than 130 books for young readers, including The Kidnapping of Christina Lattimore, and A Deadly Game of Magic, which I don't have. I thought I did, I don't. Then it says that she is the only 4-time winner of the Edgar Allan Poe Award for Best Young Adult Mystery. So horns up to you, Joan Lowry Nixon. So there's that. Then there's this other one that I found called The Kidnapping of Christina Lattimore by Joan Lowry Nixon. And look at that chick with her eyes wide open, with her like eyes pointing in that direction, the hand covering her mouth. That's clearly a man's hand. So let's see what this is about. Hang on real quick. Let's go back to the Seance and let's find out what year this was printed or made. Okay, so this came out in oh, the copyright for this one is 1980, but this edition was printed in 2004, so a year after she passed. But this is vintage horror, The Seance, Joan Lowry Nixon, 1980. Now let's, before I read the summary on the back, let's find out about this one, the haunting of, or the kidnapping of Christina Lattimore. This one came out in 1979. So both of these books are older than me. That's cool. I dig it. All right. Now on to the summary on back. Stepping out of her car in the driveway, Christina sees a figure in a mask. Too late to fight. She is grabbed and drugged. When she wakes up, she is on a narrow cot in a chilly basement. Her kidnappers are holding her for ransom. But will her family pay? Christina soon discovers they're convinced she is an accomplice in her own kidnapping. Christina must find a way to prove her innocence. But what if she can't? Alright, that sounds pretty thrilling. I'm into it. Alright, and let me move on to these. Okay, so these are all going to be like point horrors. So I found The Window by Carol Ellis. Now, I thought I had this one. I did. I thought I had it. I don't. I checked. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. You look at the title, The Window by Carol Ellis, okay? And I don't know what these are. It looks to me like icicles, so I wonder if this is taking place in the winter during the snow, because those look like icicles to me. And then you see this, like, young woman or teenage girl getting attacked by, an assailant. And the tagline on the front reads, "She's seen the killer, and the killer has seen her." So let's go ahead and read the summary on back. Eyewitness to murder. Jody's ski vacation has just begun when she sprains her ankle and winds up all alone in her cabin with nothing to do. Nothing except look out the window, so she can't help but see what's going on in the cabin next door. It belongs to the beautiful Liana Calder, whom every boy wishes to go out with, and every girl wishes to become. But someone has a different wish. Someone wishes Liana Calder were dead. And through the window, Jody watches it all. The fight, the murder, the killer. What happens when the killer watches Jody? Okay, that sounds pretty thrilling too. I mean, I think I got me a pretty dope haul, like right here. I got that Lois Duncan, I got the Mary Downing Hahn, that Twin Sisters book by Janice Harrell, the Joan Lowry Nixons, The Window by Carol Ellis. Then I have this one that I've never heard of, and it's by Jane McFan, who I've also never heard of, and this one is called Be Mine. And look at the title, Be Mine, in like blood fonts, okay? And it's embossed, and there's a card, and there's a box of chocolates, and the title is Be Mine, and the tagline reads, or else. And look at this like kitchen knife. It's stuck inside one of the chocolates, and a little drop of blood is coming out of the chocolate. Like, that is really cool. Love it. Great cover. Look at that one more time. Okay. And look at the back. The card reads, "Love you to death." All right, now let's read the summary on the back. Someone has a little crush on Bethany, but Bethany doesn't have to give it too much thought. What harm will a few love notes and some flowers do? Bethany's about to find out that in the game of love, you can win, lose, or die. Dig it. All right, now let's see what year this was published. 1994. Okay, okay. So this would have been sold at the Scholastic book fairs back in my day. Not back then, because they wouldn't have had this in the elementary school book fair. Maybe the middle school book fair, but definitely the high school book fair. So that's pretty dope. Then I have me this here Sinclair Smith book called Dream Dates. Okay, and I've known about this one for a while, and I've wanted it for a while, and now I have it. And it's in pretty good condition. I mean, you can see a little bit of fold right there, but not a big deal. Look at that dude. They did a great job of making him look creepy. They did. And like he's sitting there watching with those eyes. And there's that chick in bed. Okay. And it's called Dream Date. And the font or the tagline on the front reads, "Sweet dreams and rest in peace." I mean, like that's actually not like a lot of these books have pretty cheesy taglines, but that one actually kind of sounds sinister without like a sense of cheese or without a flavor of cheese. So that's cool. And then let's read the summary on back. Katie's worst nightmare has come true, and she's in it. Shy, pretty Katie longs to meet the perfect guy. She thinks she has when she falls asleep one night and meets Heath Granger in her dreams. Heath is handsome, charming, exciting, and if he's a little jealous, so what? He's only a dream. Or is he? Soon Katie is sleeping more and more. While she's dreaming her life away, Heath is getting stronger, and he's getting meaner, and he doesn't want to stay in Katie's dreams anymore either. He wants to visit her when she's awake. Katie's finding it harder and harder to tell what's real and what isn't. Her dream date has turned into a sleepwalk with terror. That actually sounds pretty interesting. I like it. I wonder if he's like a tulpa. And this came out in 1993. So again, probably sold at the high school book fairs. Then I found this copy of Sister Dearest, and I already own a copy of this, but this is in much better condition than the copy that I already own. So this will be my collector's copy, and the book that I already own will be my reading copy. And it's really small. I could kill this in a day easy. This came out in 1991. And lastly, I found the very first Nightmare Hall book. Now, this is my second Nightmare Hall book, and unfortunately, the cover's a little bit damaged, but it's not the biggest deal in the world. Let's go ahead and just enjoy the step back art. So we have a window here, and then some poor girl's lying on the floor, and the room that she's in is totally disheveled. And this is book number 1 in the Nightmare Hall series, and it's called The Silent Scream. And we'll go ahead and read the summary on back. High on a hill. Well, let's see if there's a tagline on the front. If there is, it was on the part that was torn off. So let's read the summary on the back. High on a hillside overlooking Salem University, hidden in shadows and shrouded in silence, sits Nightingale Hall. Nightmare Hall, the students call it, because that's where the terror began. Jess is eager to start college, until she arrives at her off-campus dorm. She can see why everyone calls it Nightmare Hall, especially when she learns the dark secret hidden within the house. A girl named Giselle hanged herself there, in Jess's room. Was it really suicide, or was Giselle murdered? Echoing through the house, Jess can still hear the sound of Giselle's last scream. And the title of the book is The Silent Scream. So what do you guys think of this haul? I think it was pretty dope. Like, I'm happy with what I got. Like, I'm really happy. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. And, you know, I do feel better after the night I had. Making this does feel good. All right, thank you guys for watching. Horns up. Peace out.